Hi guys, this is Greg with Greg James Designs in Edmond, Oklahoma. I get a lot of questions here lately about how to build your house, what method to use. So you've got your plans complete. You are looking at, should I hire a builder? Should I do it myself? A lot of things to think about. So there's a couple of different main delivery methods for a construction project. My background, I started off in residential about a little over 30 years ago. I moved into commercial, so last 8-10 years of my building life, my past life, I did mostly commercial, light industrial, a lot of metal buildings, precast concrete buildings. I worked for a commercial developer for a while. That was really fascinating. I enjoyed that, going from raw land to creating plots and all the civil engineering and laying streets out, utilities and stuff. That I really enjoyed that. But there's a couple of different methods. One is you can just get a bid. So you find a couple of builders and say, hey, here's our plans, here's our specifications, we want a cost. And so the builder will work all that up, give you a hard and fast estimate, give you a kind of a timeline of when the house can be complete. That's one way to do it. What are the advantages of that? Well, the biggest advantage is a guaranteed cost. So if that's something that concerns you and you're like, I have to know the bottom line, without a doubt, then I would recommend that's the way you go. The builder will bear all the financial responsibility, barring any changes. Okay, so if you get changes, there's called a change order, and you approve that with the builder, and that's added to the contract. Okay, so but he schedules the work daily, which, trust me, can be a headache. So I'm trying to be nice. After doing this for so many years and working with so many different trades, there's a lot of bad apples out there. And unfortunately, the good builders have weeded through all the bad guys and got, most of them have a really good team around them, and they work consistently with a group of subcontractors and vendors, so they have a good product and they can deliver a nice home for you with not a lot of drama. Okay, so now the downside is it's normally going to be more expensive to do that. Why is that? Well, the builder's going to bid it, and then he's going to add a contingency fee at the bottom. Could be anywhere from 10-15% or more. So depending on how complex the project is, if it's pretty straightforward, usually a smaller contingency, but a lot of that depends on the customer too. If they perceive that the customer could be difficult to work with, then they're going to add more money. I mean, isn't that just life, So, but if the builder saves money, it goes into his pocket, not yours. Okay, and it depends on how you write the contract, of course, but typically, if he gets the labor cheaper, or he gets this or that cheaper, and stays within the parameters of the contract, then that's his advantage. He's taking all the risk, so that's one of the perks of taking the risk, is you get to make more money. Now, one of the downsides is you can also lose a lot of money, and it's all on you. So, is the builder. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Another way to do it, it's very popular now, is kind of a build-it-yourself type thing with a construction manager. So you can hire a construction manager or kind of a building consultant. And a lot of builders will do the same thing. They can say, well, many of them will say, well, we'll give you a hard and fast bid, or we'll charge you a flat percentage to get the cost done. Usually how a construction management package works most time, and I do those myself locally, so is you just charge a flat percentage over the actual cost of the project. So really that is the truest cost you can get. And what are the advantage? Well, I think there's a lot of advantage. One, you have more control as a homeowner over the day-to-day process of the project. Okay, so now most time construction managers are not going to be on the job every day, so that's something you need to be aware of. Usually for an additional fee, they can provide on-site supervision, but might as well hire a general contractor if you're going to do that. So, but they're not going to be daily on the job checking on things and scheduling. They're not going to be doing all the scheduling. So contractors, you'll be doing that as homeowner. So you be sure that you're comfortable with that. And if you've never built a house before, it is, I don't care if it's an 1,100 square feet house, 800 square feet house, or 5,000 square feet house, it is a big project. And there are a lot of moving parts. There are a lot of things that can go wrong very quickly. And not to scare you, but I'm just saying it's there's a reason people do it for a living. and so just be aware of that. Now, one thing you need to consider with a construction management package is your time. Do you have the time to dedicate to the project? And, you know, building your home, can you meet a subcontractor out there schedule? Okay. That's a big deal. Or do you have somebody in your family, your wife, yourself, whatever, your partner, can they meet, you know, somebody on the job? Because inevitably, this is what happens. This is just normal. Electrician's on the job. He said, hey, our parts are not here. They were supposed to be here. Maybe you were going to buy the parts, you know, and or we need this or we need that. Or common. The framer calls you. He said, hey, we're short. You know, we need 10 more sheets of OSB plywood. That's, GC go through that every day. They have to pick the phone up, they have to call, or they have to go pick it up and hot shot it out to the job to keep the framer, keep them going. Because what happens to subcontractors on scheduling is if they show up and you're not ready, guess what? They're not going to wait around. They're going to go to the next job. And then guess what? You just got pushed back. And so that is just normal. You know, they're getting paid by the job, and so if something is not right or the material didn't show up, you know, the framer shows up on a Monday, the material's not there yet, well, there's a good chance he's going to turn around and pack his stuff and leave and go to the next one, okay? And then you'll have to wait until he gets back to you. So be aware that scheduling is a big deal. Logistics, you know, getting the material on the job on a timely manner. So just be sure you can do all that. So what are the pros of construction management? There are several. I believe one is you get a lower cost. You have more direct control over the project on a day-to-day basis. You can make decisions without the penalty of change orders. That's a big deal. Okay, so if you want to change something electrically, or you want to move something, move a toilet or something, you're not going to get hit as hard as if a GC's ramrodding the deal, okay? So that's a big deal. You can do changes without as much of, you know, detriment to the job. So the downside, no cost guarantee. So in my situation, when I manage a project, I don't handle any of the money. We don't want to run the funds through our account, because the thing is, as a GC, you have certain types of insurance, and if you start paying people, that means that in the insurance world, that's classified as payroll, okay? Whether there's 1099 subcontractors, whether they're actual employees, and that throws you into a whole different category. So you might as well be GCing the job and getting the benefit of it if you've got to pay all that insurance cost on your subcontractors, okay? So we don't run any of the funds through our account because we don't want all that money showing up on our books. And then also that elevates your liability as the construction manager, which that kind of defeats the purpose, you know. So our purpose is to help people, you know, have a quality project, to have a good experience, and to be able to successfully navigate the challenges of building a home, and be able to enjoy the process, you know. So bear that in mind. So none of the funds typically run through the construction manager's account. You can set it up that way, but in our situation we don't, because we don't want it on the books. And so no cost guarantee, that's the downside. Okay, so two main things. You can just do what's called a turnkey project, which is where it says bid hard and fast, and you get a timeline, you get a budget, and you give the builder a deposit, and you go to town. Okay, he does all the permits, he does everything. And then kind of a middle ground, that is construction management, or kind of a builder consultant type thing, to where they just charge a flat percentage, ranging anywhere from about 8-10% on up to about 15%, depending on how involved you want the construction manager to be, okay? So I hope that helps you. A couple of different ways to do it. Once again, you have to really check yourself. Building a home is a big, big project. I don't care how small or big it is. It's a lot of moving parts, a lot to do, a lot to schedule, a lot of decisions to make. So just be sure you're comfortable with that. And but you know, if you decide to go the construction management route, it could be really beneficial for you. You can save some good money and still have a great experience, you know. All right. Thank you so much for watching. And check us out at gregjamesdesigns.com. And we would love to help you if you need design work. That's what we do. All we do is design metal building homes, farmhouse homes, and the occasional pole barn home. And so if we can help you, give us a call. 405-697-2110. Thank you.